how's it going? So super quick one, just for some people who say, oh, you can 1v5, you can 1v5, like if you're good enough you can 1v5. So this is challenger player. He challenged 5 iron players to a match. That's his second game. So the first game he lost. I'll link this in the description below so you can see it, right? He played Rengar, I think, in here, right? He got shitloads of kills. Now, naturally, the problem when you do this is there are two problems. Number one, you won't be able to wave clear fast enough, right? And number two, they're gonna take all the dragons. Because I already played, I did that myself, right? Now, one thing I want to talk about is this question. I was asking myself, is it better to have AFK or is it better to have a feeder on your team? And the answer is AFK is better. And I'll tell you why. Because look, this is me 1v2ing Camille and Aurelia. Aurelia is master tier, I think. Yeah. Aurelia is master tier and Camille is diamond 2. When you are stuck in a lane, in a single lane against other champion, it's actually a disadvantage for the people who have 2 players because they get outscaled by levels. Levels in League of Legends are severely OP. They are just giga OP. Especially early game, it's just like if they are level 5 and 6 and you are level 7, you can easily 1v2 them. Like straight up, you can just like, especially as Trinda. The only thing that stops this is crowd control. Right, so in here, they do not have a lot of crowd control, but he ends up losing anyway. For the reason I described previously, right? Is because they get all the dragons and he cannot wave clear. Right? Despite him having bazillion kills, he's still losing. So do you understand like the problem? This is unrealistic, unrealistic scenario because he's actually at an advantage by not having feeders in the team. Right? So this would be realistic if he was to play with 4 beginner bots versus 5 iron. This game is much harder than this game. Just challenger versus 5 iron. Right? Because you have to remember that AFK is better, so not having shitters on your team is better than a feeder. Because what happens is the beginner bots are just gonna feed. These guys are gonna get giga fed, right? And beginner bots are gonna steal your experience. So for this reason, you see like in here, if you give me a beginner bot, even if he just stands in the lane, doesn't do anything, doesn't even feed. But the fact that he's stealing experience and gold, well, not gold, but I mean experience is a huge deal. It's a big problem, right? So I want to see challenger player do this. Now, like when you can do that, okay, but League of Legends impossible, right? So fundamentally, what I'm saying is that you cannot 1v5 in League of Legends. It is completely impossible, right? It's just the game design. It's not designed to be able to for you to be able to do that, right? And second thing is, again, engagement optimized matchmaking controls your win rate because it can, the feeders basically, remember I said the feeders are the equalizers. They can make you lose the game because they are just bag of money that is just stealing your experience, and that's it, right? That's the control mechanism. You can be like how many kills here? 23 kills, right? Now, but if you add beginner bots into his team, I mean, it's gonna be disgusting. Do you know what I mean? All of those kills are gonna be equalized, even though these guys are iron players, because I mean, beginner bots are feeders by nature, right? They're just gonna get gold back, and they're gonna have the same items, right? So he won't be able to do this, right? So fundamentally, like, I mean, if you're trying to practice and trying to 1v5, you're wasting your time. It's not going to work. Okay? So I'm telling you, just like, it's pointless. Just pointless, completely. Just play something different. Now, you can do it in shooting games. I think you can 1v5. And to some extent, you can play StarCraft you can also 1v5. Well, you can't 1v5 for sure, but you can definitely 1v2, maybe possibly 1v3 if you're like top tier player. Possibly 1v4. You can, yeah. If you take like super giga iron players who have APM like 30, and you have APM and you're like high level player, I'm talking like professional, you'll probably beat them because they just don't have enough APM, they don't know what they're doing, and you'll just counter them so quickly, right? But not in League. Not in League of Legends, right? So I'm gonna link this in description below so you can see. So that's his first game. I think there was a second game as well. And in this game he lost even harder because they had pretty good composition. Let me see. Okay. Let's see their comp. So it's a little bit slow. Every time I record something, it's just a little bit slow. I'll try to catch when he presses tab. Okay. Yeah, so you see they have like much better composition. Zed is kind of... He doesn't do much if he is not fed, but I mean, it's hard to kill him because he can just escape. Crowd control. Yumi is unkillable as well. Crowd control. So this game is like literally unplayable for him because too much crowd control. They're basically playing for this lady here. She's gonna press R and then that's it. He's gonna just die. That's it. No way to do it. Now imagine the situation, you are like this and you also have 0-7 team, every single person, and they have 7-3, 8-4, you know, like 10-11-0. And 11-0-3, top lane is like 8-6, and your guys are like 0-3, 0-3, 0-7. I mean, it's unplayable. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, waste of your time. Take care. Bye bye.